Hello, friends. The river carries the echoes of history, and among them, one name stands above the rest: Cleopatra. A queen, a strategist, a lover, a ruler. Her story has been told and retold, wrapped in myth, romance, and political intrigue. But who was Cleopatra, really? She wasn't the first Cleopatra. Her name was common among Ptolemaic queens, but she would be the last. Born in 69 BCE, she was a daughter of Ptolemy XII, inheriting not just the throne, but a kingdom on the brink of collapse. Rome, the rising giant of the Mediterranean, was pulling Egypt into its web, and Cleopatra knew that survival meant playing the game of power. And she played it brilliantly. Unlike her predecessors, Cleopatra spoke Egyptian, embracing the land's traditions while ruling as a Ptolemaic queen. She was not just a ruler, she was a symbol, portraying herself as the reincarnation of Isis, the goddess of motherhood and magic. But Egypt's problems weren't just spiritual, they were political. Cleopatra first ruled alongside her younger brother Ptolemy XIII, but it wasn't long before a civil war broke out between them. And this is where Julius Caesar entered the scene. With Egypt torn apart, Cleopatra knew she needed a powerful ally. She famously smuggled herself into Caesar's palace, some say wrapped in a carpet, others say in a linen sack. Either way, she charmed the Roman general, and with his support, she defeated her brother, securing her throne. Their alliance was more than just political. Cleopatra and Caesar had a son, Caesarion, whom she declared the rightful heir to both Rome and Egypt. But Rome wasn't so easily controlled. After Caesar's assassination in 44 BCE, Cleopatra turned to another Roman powerhouse, Mark Antony. With Antony, she formed one of history's most famous love stories, but this was far more than romance. Together, they fought to secure Egypt's independence from Rome. But their biggest rival was Octavian, Caesar's adopted heir, who saw Cleopatra as a threat to his own power. The clash between Cleopatra and Octavian came to a head at the Battle of Actium in 31 BCE. Outmaneuvered, Antony and Cleopatra were defeated, retreating to Egypt. Their dream of an independent empire was over. Antony, believing Cleopatra had already taken her own life, fell on his own sword. Cleopatra, now left alone, faced a terrible choice: be paraded through Rome as a conquered queen, or take control of her own fate. She chose the latter. In 30 BCE, Cleopatra ended her life, possibly through snake venom, poison, or even a self-inflicted wound. With her death, Egypt was absorbed into the Roman Empire, marking the end of both the Ptolemaic dynasty and the rule of the Pharaohs. But Cleopatra didn't vanish from history. If anything, she became larger than life. Over the centuries, she was remembered as a seductress, a cunning ruler, a tragic heroine. Some saw her as a scheming temptress, others as a brilliant politician who defied an empire. The truth? She was all of it and more. Her legacy lived on in art, literature, theater, and film. From Shakespeare to Hollywood, her story was reshaped, reinvented, and romanticized. But beneath all the myths, one thing remains clear: Cleopatra was not just a queen. She was the last great ruler of ancient Egypt. But while Cleopatra's reign marked the end of Egypt's independence, the civilization itself never truly disappeared. Its influence spread across time and cultures, leaving a legacy that shaped the world in ways far beyond the rule of any single queen. Join me next time as we explore the lasting legacy of ancient Egyptian civilization, their knowledge, culture, and influence that still shape our world today.